So, welcome to the first lecture in this training program, in this course, right? And in this lecture, we're going to be looking at introduction to real estate, right? So, there's a high chance you've heard the word real estate, real estate, real estate. And I mean, this training and the entire orientation of zero to, like I said, is to help the younger generation to invest in property smartly and safely, right? So I'm not going to be taking time to go through all the theoretical analysis and all of that, right? So in very simple terms, real estate simply is the land and everything on it. Everything on it, right? On that property. Right. So I mean, if you have a ground, every land is basically what we call real estate. Now, if you put something on that land, that thing becomes real estate. So in terms, that's what it is. It's a community. It can be the lands, it can be the houses, whatever structure that also rests on that land is also called what? Real estate. Does that make sense? So that's exactly what real estate is. Right, and I'm sure, like I said, a lot of us already know what it is. Right, so what are the types of real estate that we actually have? Now, I'll start from the bottom in this lecture because it's the most common one we know. Now, what exactly is residential real estate? Now, residential real estate is basically the real estate that is concerned with houses, right? That is concerned with places where people generally live in, right? So if we're talking about houses, whether it's a duplex or it's a bungalow or whatever it is, right? It's usually under residential. As long as human beings are living, right? It's called residential. So this is real estate that is used for housing, right? However, when we are talking about commercial real estate is not real estate that is used for housing. This is real estate that is used for anything that involves businesses. So we're talking about places for what? Looking at businesses, right? So let's say someone is opening a complex, somebody is opening a shopping mall, right? People are not living in those places, right? They are used for businesses. They are called what? Commercial real estate. So when something is used for a business, it's called what? A commercial real estate. And if we look at the third one, which is the industrial real estate, we're talking about anyone that involves industrial activities. Now, you may be asking, what's the difference? So industrial activities include production, one. They include manufacturing. They include assembly, right? So they're assembling things. They include warehousing, right? They include research, and they include distribution. Anything that falls within this category is called industrial real estate, right? So just a recap of what we've learned today. There are three types of real estate primarily. Number one is residential. Number two is commercial. Number three is what? Industrial. Now, a lot of times, bulk of the real estate that you'll be dealing with is usually residential real estate. That's purchasing homes, and commercial. Most of the times, the two kinds of real estate that you have the opportunity of dealing with is residential and commercial. And why is this important? It's important because as little as it is, if you don't know these differences, you can fall into error. I've seen a situation where we're working with a property on a client, and you find out that the client purchased a property for residential use, and the government has it marked out that this property is for residential use. Now, a few years down the line, they changed their mind and said, oh, we want to have a commercial building. And now they built a commercial building in a place marked for residential use. And what happened is that you find out that they tore down that building, right? They tore down that building, right? And so we're now working with that client and explaining that no, except you've marked it for commercial, it cannot be used for commercial purposes. So you don't just buy a piece of land randomly anyway. What you want to use it for, amongst many things, determines where you can buy the land. And usually residential properties are the cheapest. Residential, let's say you buy residential land, is usually the cheapest, right? A commercial land is usually more expensive than a residential land, and I mean it's because they're estimating that you're going to make more money from it, so they want to make more money from you. So even when you buy estate, plots of land in estates, sometimes they have it divided. This place is for residential, this place is for commercial. The same, let's say 500 square meters, right, of land here, 500 square meters, right? The same 500 square meters, let's say this can be 10 million, the same 500 square meters can be 20 million, right? So a lot depends on what you want to do with the property, right? So those are the real estate, the types of real estate that we have, right? Does that make sense? So see you guys in the next lecture.